We are officially live. Happy Wednesday to all. And it is a happy Wednesday because we got 13 games on the board. 13. I think this might be the most loaded slate of the year so far as volume of games. Definitely a few I'm not liking. There's a couple of those bigger spreads. I kind of want to bet the Pelicans and Mavericks, which is crazy to even consider laying that kind of number. We'll get to those games. But a couple of the bigger spreads I've stayed off because I felt like I was leaning towards the favorite, which scared me a little bit. But we'll start out. Actually, I don't really like the first two on the board, but we'll start out with Miami at Philly. We got Heat. This line's at 3.5. I think there are 4s popping up too. So if you like Miami, I think you can get a 4. When I did the video last night, this is at 3. So the market's definitely been pushing this number towards Philly. And I said last night, I said last night that I was leaning towards Philly, didn't bet it, and actually when I was looking this morning, I actually probably would lean towards Miami. Now, I mean, I didn't bet it, so if you watch my video and bet Philly based on that, I straight up said, Philly or pass, I guess. It's just a back-to-back. Miami's terrible on back-to-backs. 2-4-1 against the spread, 2-5-1 against the spread, something like that. But Miami has done a great job protecting the basket, and they've done a great job limiting fast breaks, which is exactly what this Philly team likes to do without Embiid. They run and gun and get to the rim. So this is the way I would lean, but I'm not going to waste anyone's time talking about it because I don't like this game at all. Prop, Beaver, you have anything?
Yeah, I'm taking Tyrese Maxey's under 27.5 points. Basically preaching the same thing here with the Miami Heat. When Haywood Highsmith is on the court, just take opposing number one options, unders against them. Some may get scared off because Toby's out, Embiid's out. Who's going to shoot the ball? But he's 10-5 to the under this year without Embiid. And the efficiency has been notably worse with him off the court. He's shooting 7% worse from three-point land, 4% worse from the field, and averaging the same exact amount of points per game. So no real difference there with both Harris and Embiid off the court. He's 3-0 to the under, shooting 38% and 28% from three. Now he's facing the Heat. We saw this matchup on Christmas, and the Heat just smothered him. He was 4 of 20 shooting, had just 12 points. And now that Tobias Harris is out, he was active in that game. Now that he's out, they could really just devote all their attention to shutting him down. Over the last 30 days, the Heat are allowing the third fewest points per game to point guards. And according to Courtside Pal, they allow the fewest points per game to his scoring profile. I got this at -105. I would still take this up to about -125. I just think that there's some great value here on a Maxey under.
I like how you said, Maxey 10-5 to his scoring under without Embiid. I would imagine everyone bets his overs and drives that market up when Embiid's out, I would guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Maxey under. Ski, you making a move on this one?
Yeah, I look more towards the total in this game. And you look at the Philly side, I'll start there. I mean, we just talked about it. Maxey, he's going to play with pace. And you add in guys like Buddy Hield, I mean, that's going to improve the three-point shooting tremendously. So I see a lot of up-tempo three-point shots for the Philly side in the near future. And for Miami, they're missing some guys, but the guys that they have out there still can score, still can shoot, and they're not the best defenders. So just the way that I view both of these teams leads me towards an over for this game.
Over at 225. I'm seeing, let's see if we can get a better number up here. As of right now, I'm seeing 225, 225, 225, 224.5, 223.5. All right, so you can get some better numbers than 225. So looks like you can get 223.5, 224.5 out there. All right, so our poll leans towards the Heat, and I mean, understandably so. What are they, 6-1 against the spread in the last 7? They've been covering the number. It's just a matter. If it wasn't for the back-to-back, I'd be Heat money line here. I'd be all in. It's just back-to-back scares me, especially with a team that's struggled in these spots and a team that's missing pieces right now. So let's move on to the next game. We got 12 more. Knicks at Magic, and we're starting off with 2 of my least favorite games on the board here. I know that the market is driving the number towards Orlando. Was at 2.5. Now looking at 3.5. I want to get to the Knicks. It's just I can't pull the trigger until I need Hartenstein. I need Hartenstein on the court because the Knicks' interior defense is night and day without him. You need his rebounding. So yeah, I'll wait to see what these guys have to say to put something up. But as of right now, this is nothing for me. Ski, do you have anything?
Well, I feel a few different ways about this game. If I have to look at it, just right now, the Knicks haven't been playing good basketball. They've failed to cover their last 5 games, and the Magic have been the opposite. They've covered 7 of their last 9. And for those reasons, I want to try to get towards the Magic. When I look at, you mentioned Hardenstein, so I have to mention, if he does not play, I think Josh Hart will be worth a look on his points and rebounds. He's had success in that. And I also looked at the total. I mean, neither one of these teams are playing with pace. The thing that scares me, though, is we talked about it last time, Kyle. This Knicks defense has kind of fallen off a little bit since OG has been hurt. So pace-wise, it should be a crawl. But this is the reason why I didn't get to anything. If I have to pick something for the show, I'll go with the under.
With the under, yeah. I mean, that's what I said on YouTube last night. I said under or pass. So you know what? I'll put that up for me too. Because that's probably I would love to get there with the Knicks. Another thing I didn't include. I said it last night in the video. Orlando weirdly always gives the Knicks problems. They're 7-4 against the spread in their last 11 against the Knicks. And coming from a Knicks fan, this team just always, like, we never seem to beat this team. I think this team has a really good record in Madison Square Garden. I know this one's in Orlando, but for some reason, we always seem to struggle with this team. But yeah, I'll put an under up for me as well because that's what I said last night, but I didn't bet it. Prop, Beaver?
I'm going back to the system here. If you watched yesterday, I got killed. And one of my biggest regrets was trying to, instead of play SGA over 1.5 steals against the Magic, I tried to do a SGP, take down the juice. It was moronic. So I'm just going back to the system. I'm going to keep playing these point guards against the Magic because they just keep racking up the steals. I got Brunson over 1.5 steals at plus 215, only betting a half unit on that one. The last 7 of 8 starting point guards against the Orlando Magic have hit 2+ steals. And over the last 30 days, they're allowing the most steals per game to the position. Brunson, not the best defender, I must say, but neither was Kobe White, neither was Luka Doncic, and neither was Cade Cunningham, and they had zero issue hitting this mark. Brunson has solid history against Orlando. He's cashed his last 3 of 5 against them. And in their only matchup this season, he had 0. I think that's due to positively regress here. On top of that, Orlando is on a back-to-back. They have the All-Star break on deck. I think we could see a bit looser play from them than usual. And it also helps that Markelle Fultz is off the court because he has a lower turnover rate than most of the other guys on the team. He's off the court. I just think at the price for a half unit, I'll take my chances on Brunson getting it done.
Yeah, well, we know Orlando's been struggling protecting the basketball, so that makes sense. So a lot of people polling on the Magic. Something I want to say. So the reason that I would be scared off Orlando here, so we know the Knicks defense has fallen off a cliff, but really it's the 3-point defense that has gone to shit. When Hartenstein plays, they still can protect the rim. They can't guard the perimeter. And the reason I can't get there with Orlando, not only the back-to-back, which is whatever, I'm down to play on a team on a back-to-back, but Orlando, the outside shooting hasn't really been there. So I don't love the matchup for him. But that being said, I didn't bet the Knicks, so I'm not trying to talk you off Orlando. But that's what worries me about the matchup for the Magic. So we got 46%, 34% in favor of Orlando. Next game. Next up, we got Hawks at Hornets. This line's off. I like my position. Ski, you're not taking the Hornets here, are you?
I mean, why not take the Hornets?
Oh, come on, dude. No.
Charlotte ball, baby.
You are on the
Charlotte's
Hornets. No way.
They've been pretty good to me, and they've covered 4 of their last 5 games. I'll say this. The Hornets, since they made that trade, they've looked a lot better in their last couple. I think they're all back-to-back wins here. This is a Hawks team who, yes, they've covered 6 of their last 8 games, but that started because Trae Young was taking it personal with the All-Star snub. He's an All-Star now, and this is still a Hawks team who's not playing any defense. And just how I feel is I cannot expect them to come in here and win by any kind of a margin if you're not getting stops. They're the second worst defensive rated team in the last 5 games. If you like Atlanta, I'd recommend you take a team total. Other than that, Hornets are at home. They've been playing the better defense. They've been the better rebounding team. I'll take the points.
Hawks up. I am on the Hawks here. Love the Hawks. I think this line... Okay, so I know Okongwu's out for Atlanta, and of course, with Capella being out, that's a concern. I'm not going to pretend that missing both bigs isn't concerning. It is. But does Nick Richards really put the fear of God in you? Nick Richards is going to go off tonight. Now, Nick Richards actually, he balls out a time or two, but let's just rewind about a week ago. I think it was last Wednesday, because I think Ski was on this show. It was Toronto on the road in Charlotte, and they were laying 7.5. So look at this line and think about that. Toronto was like 7.5, and they almost covered. I think the final it landed on 6. That was the Raptors, one of the worst teams in basketball. Now we got the Hawks, maybe the hottest offense in the NBA. Now Okongwu is a part of the offense, but this is still an offense that can score in all different ways. Look, we know the Hawks defense has struggled, specifically against the three-point shot. The looks are going to be there for Charlotte. Maybe they make them, but I don't think they can keep up here. I think the Hawks are going to put up a big number. I'd also lean towards the over. I think we're just getting fortunate with the line because I think the Hawks are coming off that ugly loss to the Bulls. Hornets on 2 straight wins. I think if you rewind a week ago, this line might be 9.5, 10. So I think I'm just getting lucky on the line here. I'm on the Hawks, man. Fade and ski. Prop Beaver?
Go
ahead.
I think I'd be leaning with ski here, to be honest. But the play I do like for this game, I'm going with Trey Mann over 1.5 3-pointers made. Got that at plus 110. I just feel like this is very mispriced for a guy who's seen a massive jump in volume, minutes, and role with the Charlotte Hornets team. He's now the starting point guard. And his points line is at 11.5, juiced as high as minus 148 to the over on Caesars. With just 8+ points, he's 24-9 since 2022. With 12+ points, like they're implying, he's 16-3 since 2022, averaging 2.5 3-pointers made per game. His past 2 seasons, we've seen 48% and 61% of his attempts come from 3-point land. And now he finds himself in an A+ spot because, as you just said, Kyle, this Atlanta team cannot defend the 3-ball. Last 30 days, they're 27th in frequency, 25th in efficiency. And specifically, they have been getting smoked by point guards lately, allowing the most points per game, highest field goal percentage, and second most 3-pointers made the last 30 days. I think we're getting a bit of a discount just because Mann went under his first 2 games as a Hornet, but one of those games was against the Pacer, a brutal matchup to score from outside, and the other one was against the Grizzlies. He shot 1 of 5 from the field. Whatever, bad shooting night. But in a fast-paced matchup, I think he's going to see the volume, and I think he just needs to hit him. So I think he's due for a bit better shooting. It's a great spot, getting at a plus money. So like Trey Mann to finally get 2 +3s as a Charlotte Hornet tonight.
2 +3s, a plus 110. The poll is Hornets win. You guys are all betting the Hornets. What the Fine, go ahead. Everyone have fun with your Hornets tickets tonight. I'm comfortable on my Hawks minus 6.5. Next. Brooklyn at Boston. I hate these home and homes. We just talked about this game. What was that, 16 hours ago?
Yeah, so dumb.
So, I mean, I actually bet the Nets at 13. It's one of my smaller bets of the night. But I'm not going to just repeat everything I just said yesterday. I like the matchup for the Nets. Celtics haven't been quite as efficient for shooting the 3-ball. They've also been weaker defensively against the 3-ball, which the Nets shoot a lot of. So I took the Nets last night. Was I a little bit lucky to get the cover there at the end? Probably. But actually, if you rewind back the last 5 years, Brooklyn's had a lot more success in Boston than they had it against the Celtics at home in Brooklyn. So now the number's at 13. Still like the matchup, same as I did yesterday. Is Porzingis going to play? He's questionable, I think.
No, I think he's not questionable. I think Brown is questionable. I think Porzingis got taken off the injury report.
Yeah, okay, so Porzingis is good, right? Horford's out. Jaylen Brown's questionable. Yeah, it doesn't, whatever. The number's too big. Boston can't seem to cover a number to save their lives. What are they, 1-8 against the spread in their last 9? Well, laying 13. Yeah, I'm not going to try to convince everybody if you're on the Celtics. I would say if you're on the Celtics, maybe try a first half because that seems to be the thing. Celtics cover in the first half, then give the cover away in the second. I'm on the Nets here. Either you guys have a move on this one?
No, I have nothing. Dennis Schroeder broke my heart yesterday. I have zero interest in betting the Nets ever again.
Ski.
All I have to offer is, everything you said, I can ditto. Like, I bet the Nets yesterday. I would only look towards the Nets full game here. And just like you said, if you like the Celtics, take them first half. The only difference in this game is Celtics do care about playing at home in front of their fans. They want to make it. They want to have a better experience for their fans this year than last year. They've made that known. So that makes me a little nervous. I'm fine passing. If I have to play, I'm with you on the Nets.
All right. And looks like the community agrees with us. It's like 64% to 25%. So majority of the community is betting the Nets also. And that line's still sitting at 13, which means the odds makers seem pretty comfortable up there. Doesn't matter. I'm still on the Nets. All right. So, whoops. Lost us there for a second. All right. So, Pacers on the road in Toronto. Don't love the injuries in this one. I already placed the bet, but Ski, you want to start us off on this one?
Yeah, this one, I'm interested to see what Prop Beaver thinks about this one. But, I mean, it's the good old revenge angle. Siakam versus old team. I would look to play on him on his points or either his points, rebounds, and assists. If Miles Turner is out, he's questionable right now. It should be a lot more boards available for him. Look at Toronto the last 5 games. They're bottom 5 rebounding and defensive team. So I just think it lines up for him to have a good game. And my thought process is, I've heard a lot of players say it, when your teammate goes back to face their old team, you want to make sure they have a good game and you get the win. So I would lean towards the Pacers and thinking about Siakam PRA.
So Siakam over in some way. Prop Beaver, you have a move of anything of that sort?
I actually have 3 props that I would like in this game, but I need Miles Turner to play.
Okay.
Jakob Poeltl, everything relies on Turner here. Even me betting the Pacers -4, which is where I would lean. I mean, if Miles Turner plays, they should beat the shit out of this team. But if he doesn't, that's the issue here. My 3 leans would be Emmanuel Quickley under assists. We've seen his last 4 games, his potential assists have absolutely fallen to the floor. And now you got Kelly Olynyk in there who loves to pass the ball for some reason. He's great at racking up the assists. When they stagger the lineup so that Barnes and Quickley aren't there, now Quickley has to share the floor with Olynyk, so that takes away the assists. But my problem is, if Miles Turner doesn't play, then it's going to be Isaiah Jackson, and they don't have a backup center. And on top of that, Isaiah Jackson can get in foul trouble very easily. I'm not trying to take a point guards under with, I guess, a power forward at the 5. Not exactly what I'm trying to do, so I need Turner to play there. I would lean Halliburton over assists, but the problem is that when Turner's off the floor, his assist rate drops dramatically. And then the other one I was looking at is Jakob Poeltl, because like I just mentioned, Kelly Olynyk is now part of the team, and we've seen Jakob Poeltl's minutes drop dramatically. I would look at a rebound under for him, especially because Miles Turner, if he's active, he's going to be hanging out there on the 3-point line, taking him away from the basket. Everything relies on Miles here. So if he plays, I'll have some plays later. If he doesn't, I probably won't.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my bet up, and I am in. I'm in at 3.5 on the Pacers. I knew when I placed it, like, this is gonna be so square. I don't know what's going on here. You can see this morning it was up at 5, and I was feeling pretty good. Now I'm seeing 3.5s again. There's the injury question marks, the recent performances from the Pacers. A lot of things worry me here, but I mean, overall, I am completely comfortable fading Toronto right now. I'm comfortable being on the other side of that Toronto team. I'm not really a believer in the Pacers team right now, so I don't love it, but I am in on the Pacers at 3.5. They're the better team here, but I would love to see Miles Turner play, as Prop Beaver said. I think a big part of a big questionable here is RJ Barrett. With him out, I know RJ Barrett's not even the most electric offensive player, but he gives them a little bit more dynamic as far as he's able to get to the basket, get to the foul line. If you take him out, Raptors offensively are kind of one-dimensional. So, yeah, I like my position on Pacers, but, I mean, look at the poll. 69% of people playing the Pacers. I would imagine most people you talk to are going to be on the Pacers. So, a little worried about that. I feel like the number should be up at like 6, which worries me. But whatever, I'm in. Pacers -3.5, 69% of you. Just 15% said you would take the Raptors. So, yeah, we're all on the Pacers here. We'll see. Chicago at Cleveland. If you guys watched the video last night, you know that I am on the Bulls. And I'm not really worried about line movement or anything here. I'm pretty confident I'm on the right side. I don't look. It depends on like how you feel about this Cleveland team, because you could look at it like, oh, you got Cleveland, who's been good as hell, coming off an ugly loss to Philly, which is true. And you could say, hey, the Bulls have struggled to defend the 3-point shot, which is also true, which is huge for Cleveland. But you also could say the whole last month was the Cleveland Cavs on a heater, and they're eventually going to start regressing to the team that we think they're going to be, which is like the 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. This price tag right here from Cleveland, they're being priced like Boston, laying 9 or 10 points to the Bulls here. It's not that I don't think this Cleveland team is good. I just think they're insanely overvalued. And speaking of Boston, it kind of reminds me of Boston. Yeah, they're winning games. Yes, they're one of the best teams in the NBA, but they're 1-8 against the spread. They're just overpriced, which is exactly how I feel about this spot. Not to mention, I think Chicago's been better than people give them credit for. I think that the build of that Chicago's team just isn't very. It's kind of ugly. It's just like people just don't like to root for it. The Bulls are kind of just branded as being a shitty team in the East, but they're not. The Bulls have been pretty good recently. A couple of the guys have stepped up. Dosunmu, Kobe White's been good. I like the way this Bulls team has been playing. They've been playing well on the road. This number's too big, so I'm on the Bulls. I didn't play the money line. You guys know when I like a dog, I usually like split it up and play the money line too. Didn't do that here. I just went in on, I got it at 9. Ski, do you agree with that?
I do agree. And it's just more so of, go back to what you're saying about Cleveland. They could also be missing Darius Garland in this game. But I don't really believe in expecting teams to win by double digits when they're not doing two things for me to create separation. And that's shoot the three well and defend the three well. And Cleveland is just not a great three-point shooting team and could be missing another guy tonight. So because of that, I would agree. I think it's too many points here. I would only look towards the Bulls.
Prop Beaver? I saw a Kobe White graphic.
Yeah, and it's not an over.
What?
I love my boy. Yeah, I love my boy.
You love Kobe White.
But this is a horrendous matchup. Last 30 days, Cavs have been clamping point guards, allowing 7 fewest points per game, 5th lowest field goal percentage, 6 fewest three-pointers made. And in their last 10 games, they've been excellent at defending the above-the-break three, 7th in frequency, 4th in efficiency. They've allowed the 2nd fewest above-the-break field goals during that span. And this is what really got me to it. Kobe White has horrendous history against this Cavs team. He is 16-0 to his under against the Cavs. 16-0. And it's not like, oh, well, maybe it's just volume. He's averaging 1 3-pointer made on 21% from outside. So then I asked myself, all right, well, what if we take LaVine out there? Is it a bit better? No, without LaVine, he's 6-0 to the under, averaging 1.2 3-pointers made on 21% from outside. He's a very streaky shooter, Kobe White, and when he's hot, I like to bet on him, but he looks like he's heading back towards cold land. Last 2 games, we've seen him shoot 3 of 16 from outside. And on top of that, if we're looking at some rest splits, this is a guy who's now missed his last 8 and 9 on one-day rest without LaVine, averaging just 1.5 3-pointers made. I just think at the price, I'm willing to bet that this is another inefficient night here. I know Bulls games have been going over lately, but history in the series tells us that this is always a slow-paced defensive matchup, and I think that's what we're going to see here tonight. So I'm going with the White under 3-pointers made. It disgusts me. I love my boy, but I got to take the under. Only other thing I'd mention in this game, if Darius Garland sits, I will potentially look at a Donovan Mitchell assist over. Bulls allow assists at an unholy rate. They're going to have Alex Caruso in his face if he plays. So I like his assist over as well, especially after he dropped 70 on them last year. He's on high alert when he's facing the Bulls in terms of defense priority.
People are talking about your Bradley Beal prop. Just to give you an idea of how heartbroken.
They are shitting on my Bradley Beal.
No. They were sympathizing. Prop Beaver.
Okay.
So Prop Beaver works here at the office at nights. So Prop Beaver's biggest bet, or one of his biggest bets, was Bradley Beal over. Dude gets hurt 4 minutes into the game.
5 points, 4 minutes. Looked like he couldn't miss. Dead on the court. They dragged them off. Ridiculous.
And for those of you that are scared of the Cleveland defense, I get it. If you look at the numbers in the last 10 games, the defense looks great. But we just saw Philadelphia go into Cleveland. Philadelphia that had been struggling, 128 points, 54% from the floor, over 42% from 3. And here's the big one, 58 points in the paint. 58 points in the paint. The Sixers. And that was, I think the Cavs were rested in that spot too. I don't even think that was a back-to-back or anything. So yeah, I'm confident with the Bulls. And the fact that there's a lot of people betting Cleveland makes me feel more comfortable because at first glance, I was like, that number's off. That should be 5.5, 6. But now knowing that there's a lot of people betting Cleveland and they expect a double-digit win makes me think that the line is right. And I'm confident in my side. We got... Poll is on Bulls, 50%, 34%. So the community agrees with me and Ski that Bulls are the side. Next up, Washington at Pelicans. It almost like, it hurts that I'm even considering, I didn't bet anything on this one yet, but it hurts that I'm even considering fading the Wizards on the road. But the notes in the matchup in this game is pretty clear that this is, look, the Wizards are the second most profitable road team in the NBA. Wizards on the road plus 12.5. How do you not blindly take it? And if you are, I don't even blame you. But prop you for the notes you gave me on this game last night. This is like a nightmare matchup for the Wizards. You want to start, Prop Beaver?
Yeah, I unfortunately I don't have anything for the game. Kyle Kuzma, I was gonna take his under, right? But then I read not only was he downgraded to questionable, but he wasn't present at shoot-around this morning. So I was going to waste my time doing a write-up, all this shit, for him to get announced out. If he does magically play tonight, I'll definitely be taking his under because he's sick and he didn't go through shoot-around. But yeah, nothing I love here. I will say if Zion Williamson plays, if he actually gets the volume and he isn't just being passive, he could score 50 points tonight.
For
with
real.
that protection the Wizards have. So yeah, you know what? I'll put up Pelicans minus 13 or whatever it is. I think that truly the Pelicans should smoke this team. I'm just not seeing it, especially if Jordan Poole's shooting the way he is right now. I'm just not seeing it.
Unfortunately, I'm going to put the same thing up for me. I didn't bet this, though. I've been, Wizards on the road has been my shit. Like, I'm probably like the band leader of that. But this matchup, I mean, like Propever said, they should get whatever they want at the rim against the Wizards. They also play, what was the defensive zone? There was one defensive zone where, like, the Wizards take a lot of shots from, and the Pelicans are top 3. It was just
the paint.
Yeah, it was just a really bad matchup for the Wizards. Ski, are you taking a shot with Washington plus 13?
Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of my success as far in this season in the NBA has been taking these dirty, dirty dogs. And, I've gotten the nickname the Wizard Whisperer. I made a lot of money with this Wizards team. You're correct. They're 17-8-2 as a road dog. Some teams just have rolls. So between that and another system that I have, just saying these non-conference games with these big dogs, like the Pelicans don't care too much about this game to go out there and win by margin. So all of those things with the Wizards playing competent defense the last 5 games, I'll take the points. Yeah. I do like prefer Kyle Kuzma in, obviously, but I took it already before the news was announced.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't bet this one. I would love to go head-to-head and argue with them right now, but I didn't even bet it. So I completely understand if you're out there taking the Wizards here. I mean, they've been almost automatic. I'm sitting at, 67, 68% on the road this year total. I don't like the matchup for them, though. 47% said Pelicans, so the community is leaning towards New Orleans. To be honest, what I was going to say is last night I was like, Pelicans first half. That way the Wizards could still get the cover. But
there you go.
The thing is, they have it at like 8.5. I saw 9 or something out there.
They have it like that for a reason. I mean, this has been a team that's been almost automatic in the first half, and they have trouble closing games. So, I mean, I think that's exactly how you play it. If you like the Pelicans, you get in and you get out.
Yeah, that's what I said last night on the video. I said Pelicans first half or pass. I ended up just passing, though, because actually, and I don't have the numbers to back this up, but I've bet on the Wizards a lot on the road, and I feel like they always come out hot. I think the Wizards do play well in the first half of these games. So, yeah, it's just a pass for me. Pelicans are pass. Houston at Memphis. I'm seeing if Ski can talk me into one here. I'll tell you what side I want to be on, and you're probably going to hate it. I want to be on Houston. I hate the line movement. I hate the injuries for the Rockets. I hate the Rockets on the road. I hate it all. But how do you take the Grizzlies on a short line like 3? They haven't come within 5 points of an opponent in like 3 weeks now. Maybe more. It might be more than 3 weeks. 9 straight games where the Grizzlies haven't even come within 5 points of an opponent. So how do we not take Houston? I haven't bet it yet. Are you going to talk me into Houston here, Ski?
I want to try to. I mean, I cannot take the Grizzlies at all. I made my money with the Grizzlies. They covered the 6 games in a row. Since then, I think they're 2-6 against the spread. It's just the market is not going to let you beat them forever. They've caught up to how hard these guys are still playing, even though they're not big names. So just like you mentioned, with a number like 3 or 2.5, that's asking the Grizzlies to go out here and win the game. Am I willing to put my money on them to do that? Absolutely not. The Rockets' last 5 games have been the better offensive team, defense, and rebounding team. They're 2-1 as a road favorite so far this year, even with their horrendous road record. So they're favored for a reason in my eyes. It would only be Houston.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Did you actually bet this one, or that's where you lean?
I didn't, but the more I talk about it, I'm starting to like it.
Well, last night when I recorded my video, it was at 4, and I was like, and then it dropped, so it should be like, okay, but then I was like, wait, why did it drop?
Exactly.
So, Propever, do you have any reason to take a shot with Memphis plus 2.5 plus 3?
No, I don't. No, not at all. I think there's really only 2 positives for the Grizzlies here. One is that they should be able to create some turnovers, but if you look at the other side, it's the same thing. So Houston should be able to get those turnovers back. And the only other angle that's really good for the Memphis is they play good transition defense, and Houston likes to run in transition. But pretty much every single other thing is telling me otherwise. I mean, Houston has the edge on the glass, especially with Amen Thompson in. They should be able to kill them on the glass, and they allow the most rebounds per game over the last 10 games. So that's a horrible mismatch. On top of that, the Memphis rim defense is completely falling apart, and Houston's first in rim frequency their last 10 games. What's their other main shot zone? The Rockets? Above the break three. Memphis defense also sucks at defending the above the break three. And on top of that, just from the offensive perspective of Memphis, they're a team that heavily relies on the three ball. That's Houston's strength all year. So just simply do not like the spot for the Grizzlies. They cannot cover a spread to save their lives right now. I know the Rockets suck on the road, but they're 2-1 against spread as road favorites. I think they can make it 3-1 today.
Yeah, you did give me those notes last night. They are 2-1 against the spread as road favorites. I guess it's a little thin, but we can hang on to that. And yeah, like you said, the only shot zone that's been keeping Memphis in these games are those deep threes, those perimeter threes. And when they're not falling, Memphis just doesn't have an offense. So yeah, I'm probably going to bet Houston. We're all on Houston. Community's on Houston. It's definitely a little bit of a square play, but I don't see whoever bought in on Memphis to buy this number down. I'm not seeing. Someone send me their podcast because I'm not seeing it. 67%, 22% in favor of Houston next game. Spurs at Mavs. All right, Ski. I said Dallas first half or pass. Mavericks are playing pretty well right now, but it comes down to how much you really like home-away splits or the home-away angle, because Mavericks have been playing really well on the road, but they're actually like 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 at home. So now that they're back at home, do you fade them? I will tell you straight up, I'm not touching the Spurs. I said Mavericks first half or pass because I think the 3-point shot will be there for Dallas. Am I dying to lay 11 points at home with a Mavericks team that never seems to cover the number at home, especially as favorites? Of course not. So I haven't bet this one yet. My bet's for sale. If one of you guys can talk me into something, I got nothing for this as of right now. Prop Beaver Ski?
I'll say I feel kind of the same as you right now, honestly. It's very tough. It's extremely tough for me to lay double-digit spreads in general. Like, I have to feel really confident. So I kind of pivoted towards the total because I agree with you. I don't want the Spurs. They haven't really been playing the best basketball lately. Both teams have been playing up tempo. Top 10 in pace, last 5. And if we can count on that, I mean, they've gone over 8 straight meetings. I think we'll see a track meet. So not enough for me to bet this game, but if I have to give something as a lean for the show, it would be the over.
Yeah, I actually like that. And I like how what I talked about in the YouTube video last night was Spurs struggling to defend jump shooters and the Mavericks take a lot of shots. I can see that with an over. Prop Beaver, do your notes concur with an overplay here?
Yeah, I don't really hate the over here. I like an over for a specific player, and his name is Daniel Goat Gafford.
Stop it, dude.
Gafford came up big for us.
How many times are you gonna bet this guy?
No, listen though, he's been excellent as a Maverick. He really has. He's been great. And even as a Wizard, the man just had 16 points and 13 rebounds against the Spurs on 8 shot attempts. Now he has Luka Doncic and Irving throwing him lobs. As a Maverick, he's had 11 and 13 field goal attempts, converting that into 16 and 19 points. I expect that volume to continue against a fast-paced Spurs team that is horrendous at protecting the rim lately, even with Wemby for some reason. With 10-plus field goal attempts this season, he's hit 14-plus points in all 10 games. And he hit 16-plus in 5 of those games. I'm hoping we could get a total below 14, hoping for a 13.5 here. Line hasn't dropped yet. And then on top of that, I mean, the Spurs have allowed the most points per game to centers over the last 30 days. So I've been betting centers against the Spurs lately. It's been very profitable in a rough stretch that I'm going through right now. It's been the one bright spot. So I'm just going to keep betting that. Gafford, man, what a guy.
So Daniel Gafford over points, even though you've had bad experiences with Daniel Gafford this
I've
year.
had bad experiences with him on the boards. I'm only betting his points. And when we're getting volume, and if you look at Gafford, he's actually extremely efficient as a shooter. Most of them are dunks. And then the other ones, he's pretty good from mid-range. So, yeah, I like Gafford here.
All right, I got to put something up.
For what it's worth, I'm rocking with you, Beaver.
Yeah, bro. Gafford, he's coming.
I'm not. All right, screw it. I'll put Dallas minus 11. I'm not betting this. I'll put Dallas minus 11 up because I don't want to pass it on the show, but no. I think this is the makings of being a Dallas Maverick 3-point party, and I think this could be a blowout. There's a reason Dallas team total is set at 126.5. Because as Ski was talking, I was like, you know what? Let me look at a Dallas team total over. It's 126.5, which makes sense. Obviously, I should have been able to figure that out from the point spread of the total, but when you actually look at that number and see 126.5, shit.
Very hard to push confirm.
Yeah. So I like the matchup for Dallas, even though Dallas laying points at home has been a suicide mission as of late. Looks like the community leans towards Dallas as well, 48% to 25% in favor of the Mavs. Next up. All right. So let's move on to Lakers Jazz. This is when I joined your show, Ski. I joined it to see you talk about this one. You read my comment on there. I said I want to get to the Lakers, and I think I'm going to bet them. I put out my ticket for the day and didn't have this one on it, but I think I'm gonna bet the Lakers as a late addition. What I wanted to ask you guys about, maybe one of you will have the answer to this. I want to know about the Lakers' pace without LeBron James on the floor. If it's still fast, if they still push the tempo, I'm down to play the Lakers on the money line and take a shot because the Jazz defense against a fast break is abysmal. So can you pull up that information, please, Prop Beaver? As long as the Lakers still run fast-paced basketball game without LeBron James, I'm in.
I can find out StatMuse. Let's let Ski go, and then I'll tell you what I find.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to pull it up there too, but I think the same way. I do think, like, when I'm thinking about my team, the Lakers, without LeBron, I think they play more up tempo. I trust D'Angelo Russell to still be able to run the offense and get everybody good shots and get good shots for himself. I'm not mad at the Lakers at all. Top 10 offense and defense the last 5 games, and I do think they need to go into the break with another win. As far as my play, I was looking a little bit more towards the over. You have a Lakers team that's 19-9 to the over on the road, 6-3 to the over on back-to-backs. Hopefully those pace numbers match up. But Utah, another team that's been playing up tempo lately, and a team that doesn't get a whole lot of stops. 25th defensive rated team last 5. So both teams have been playing towards overs. 10 of the last 15 for the Jazz, 9 of the last 13 for the Lakers, 6 of the last 7 meetings. I think there's plenty of points to be had in this matchup. Over 240.5.
I could definitely see that.
So the Lakers pace with LeBron James is 100.07. The Lakers pace without LeBron James is 102.06.
So it's faster. All right, Lakers up. Go. Lakers up.
There we go.
I might bet the money line. And if you guys heard what I said, so one of the main Jazz weaknesses all season has been not only defending the fast break, but they also are dead last in fast break opportunities allowed. So it's easy to get out in transition against this Jazz team. And once you get out in transition, they struggle to stop it. So like this would be like, there's some teams that come to mind. Like I would love to play a Sixers without Embiid against Utah. That would run them right out the gym. So yeah, I like the Lakers here, and I didn't bet it yet, but as soon as this live stream over, I'm going to jump in on the Lakers. I know the Jazz at home is a thing, and a lot of people bet that, but I feel like some people get too married to those, you know. And I think a nice number like 5.5, 6. I mean, betting on a Utah team to win by 7-8 points right now, they don't play good defense. So
no, they do not.
Yeah,
Bingo.
Yeah. I am worried that the Lakers. This is actually what I commented on Ski's show earlier. I am a little worried that the Lakers might not have the outside shooting to take advantage of the Jazz bad perimeter defense. I really wish the outside shooting had been there, or else I'd be all in. But I'm still going to bet the Lakers. I think there's enough here to support a Lakers bet.
My bigger concern would be the back-to-back because the Lakers have stunk on back-to-backs, but they did just cover against the Pelicans in dominant fashion, so hopefully they're kind of breaking that trend here. I'm on the same boat as you guys. I'm actually beyond happy to hear that you both think the Lakers can be competitive in this one because I need D'Angelo Russell to go over 6.5 assists. I got that at plus 110 on DK earlier. Still open at minus 105 on some books. I just feel like the books aren't giving proper respect to D'Lo's diming abilities here, and they're also giving us a bit of a discount because Spencer Dinwiddie's in the lineup. I don't really care about that. He's under his last 8 or 9 games, but Without LeBron James this season, he's 6-0, averaging 10.2 assists per game. And that includes a trip to Utah earlier this season where he had 8 assists on 14 potentials. The Jazz defense has been the worst in the league in terms of defensive rating their last 10 games. And as a result, opponents are just having a field that, 30th.
Holy shit.
And opponents are just racking up the assists with zero issue against them. In that span, we've seen 15 players post 7+ assists, and at least one player has recorded 7+ assists in all 10 of the Jazz last 10 games. If anybody's likely to hit that mark, D'Angelo's the most likely. Over the last 30 days, they've allowed the 6th most assists per game to point guards, and according to Courtside Pal, they've allowed the 2nd most assists per game to his playmaking profile. D'Lo has always had great history against the Jazz. He's cashed his last 6 of 8 meetings, averaging 7.9. My main concern would be the blowout here with the Jazz potency at home, but LA's kept it competitive in all 6 games without LeBron this season. I'll take the Dinwiddie discount. If this absolute scrub wants a steal, potential assist from Russell, whatever. I mean, we're getting at plus 110, sure. I just think that the Jazz defense is so ass that everybody could get theirs and D'Lo still cash, so I'm going to take that. I did see, though, that AD got added to the injury report. He's always on the injury report, though, so it's like,
right.
Does it even matter? I feel like if he was going to sit today, I don't know why the hell they wouldn't have done that yesterday when they faced the Pistons. Now they're facing the Jazz, a game that means much more. But, yeah, either way, at plus 110, I'll take my chances here. D'Lo, get it done.
We need to pull up a comment. Is this true, Ski, this accusation? Ski sometimes homers the Lakers, so take it with a grain of salt. Because since I've been watching Ski, it seems like he's anti-Lakers.
Well, I've been a Laker fan all my life. So being a Laker fan and a bettor, whenever I say the Lakers and I talk about it, people are going to feel that way.
Yep.
So what I will say is this year, when I bet the Lakers, I have not had that much success. Last year, I had a lot of success. So we'll see how it shakes for the rest.
And I can relate to that. Also, yeah, go ahead.
The AD thing, it correlates. I mean, more pace without LeBron. The Lakers' defense is not good when Anthony Davis is not in the game. He's everything for them. They're already missing a hell of a lot of perimeter defenders. So if Anthony Davis is out, I like the over even more.
Right. Yeah. And probably the pace even speeds up even more. It probably sprinted up and down the court all game. Yeah, so maybe I'll wait on this one. But I would only go Lakers here, or the over sounds nice. And yeah, I could relate to what you just said because I could fade the Knicks 5 times in a row and then bet the Knicks, and people be like, "This dude just homer pick." Mm-hmm. Like they don't care. So 51% of you said Lakers, 35% of you said Utah. Next. All right, we got Detroit at Phoenix, and I'm assuming, I haven't talked to either of these guys about this game. I'm assuming they're feeling like I am. I mean, both teams on a back-to-back. How much betting value can we really find here? Also, can we really lay 13 points to the Pistons? I know they finally failed to cover a game for once, but I mean, I guess I'll just put Pistons plus 13 up because that's the only way I go, but I got nothing in this game.
I'm in agreement with that. I mean, only way I would go is the Pistons. I didn't love what I saw from the Suns last game, even though I was on them and got that cover at the end. But a non-conference game, don't think it means a hell of a lot. Last game before the break for the Suns, Pistons, they've been extremely competitive. I wrote these numbers down, and it's shocking me, but are they really 12-3 against the spread their last 15 games?
Damn right they are.
Yeah.
How can you bet minus 13 today? It has to be Pistons or pass.
Agreed, 100%. Prop review on board with that?
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to argue. Goat Beal is off the floor, so that really hurts the Suns as well. No, but I mean, truly, though, like, if you think about it, the Suns have been covering the spread a lot more, and Bradley Beal's been playing significantly better basketball as of late. So I don't know if the two are correlated, but, like, laying 13 to Detroit sounds like a death wish right now. They're just hungry. They're scrappy dogs. I'm going to roll with them.
So, and actually, Ski was talking about this on his show, and I didn't think about it until he brought it up on his show. Monte Williams returns to Phoenix. Is there an angle there?
Yeah, they might actually put him in a coffin. That might be the angle. If they really hate him, they're going to cook.
Yo.
Well, they played once earlier this year.
Yeah, but that was in Detroit.
Right. So, that could be a reason why maybe the players didn't play so many minutes last night for the Pistons. Maybe he's saving them for tonight.
Monty Williams. Prop Beaver was calling for the Pistons to fire Monty Williams in early January.
I hate him. I think he's horrendous. For a player, I've never seen a player coach create so many bad relationships with their players. It's truly impressive.
So yeah, community agrees with us that Pistons plus 13 would be the only move here. 67% to 23% in favor of Detroit. 2 games left. All right, we got Kings at Nuggets. Surprised to see Ski was on the same side as me. I thought I was going to be on a Kings Island in this one. But yeah, I'll go first. But I'm pretty sure Ski we're pretty much have the same exact notes for this game. This is just a fade of the way the Nuggets have been playing recently. I mean, they're the defending champions, and we know that down the stretch, come March, April, they'll be there. They'll be one of the best teams in the NBA. I'm sure of it. But right now, they are not playing that well. In fact, efficiency-wise, they're like bottom 7 or 8 in the NBA. They're not hitting their shots. They're not defending well. Got to take the Kings here. Now, the Kings' record on a back-to-back is poor, but they started off 0-5. So whatever their record is against the spread on back-to-backs, just remove 5 losses of it because they were all early in the season. Kings had a realistic shot to win that game last night. This Kings team has been playing pretty well, even though if you just take a glance at the game logs, it may not look like they're playing that well. But I've watched a lot of these Kings games. They're playing hard. They should be able to shoot the 3-ball against a Nuggets defense that hasn't been defending the 3-ball well. And what's the weakness of the Kings defense? Defending the 3. Nuggets are like bottom 9 or 10 in the NBA and as far as shooting the outside shot recently. It's a great matchup for the Kings. I'm sure everyone's going to take the Nuggets here because of the Kings on the back-to-back, and everyone loves betting Denver at home. I get it, but Denver's just 12-12 against the spread at home this year. So the whole Denver at home cash cow thing that we were riding last year hasn't really been a case. Hasn't really been a thing this year. So I'm on the Kings. I think they're live. I think they win outright. I know it's crazy. Ski, you're on the Kings too, right?
I am on the Kings also. And that back-to-back record, if they lost the first 5, that means they've won the last 2. So 2-5 is a complete record. And it's a lot of young guys. So I don't think a back-to-back really bothers them that much. You mentioned how they were in the game last night. I mean, Coach Brown spent majority of his post-game interview talking about the calls and, how he didn't think they were correct and kind of how he felt like they got jobbed out of that game. So I think if they all feel like that, they come and give a good effort here tonight. And like you said, it's a Nuggets team off back-to-back blowout losses, limping into the All-Star break. You talked about their three-point percentage lately. I mean, they're missing 2 more three-point shooters, 2 more guys out of their starting lineup in Murray and KCP. So shouldn't be able to take advantage of the Kings' weakness. Think the Kings play hard tonight. I'll take them to cover.
There you go. 2 on the Kings. Proppy, would you lean Kings?
Absolutely, yeah. If I were to lean a player prop, I'd go with the De'Aaron Fox points and assists over, but he just cannot hit the mark right now. He really stinking out loud lately. I don't really know what that's about. But yeah, I just think the other guys on the court can make up for it. And the Nuggets, from what I'm seeing lately, you mentioned the back-to-back blowouts. They're just not impressing me right now. They don't look good. They haven't been covering the spread even at home lately. And now you got the Kings who just beat the shit out of them. Sure, some could look at that as the Nuggets are motivated. Obviously, they should be a little bit, but I think the Kings are more than capable of covering that big number here, especially with no Jamal Murray. That's the only thing that freaks me out. This line's a bit too big to me with Jamal Murray out.
Well, the back-to-back, I'm sure, is influencing it a bit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so maybe that makes a lot more sense. So yeah, I would definitely be leaning the Kings here. I just think they have the tools to get it done. And
Bob Close in the comments, he put it right here. Denver Nuggets 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 at home. So that's at home. So that doesn't even include the blowout loss in Milwaukee. And so yeah, this Nuggets team just not playing well right now. So poll is betting the Nuggets though. 46% to 40% in favor of Denver. Last game coming. Clippers at Warriors. Go ahead, Ski. Give your little Warriors sales pitch bullshit here. Go ahead. They've been playing well. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll start off with the last time that they played. How about that? Because they played twice already. The Clippers won both. But the last time they played, Golden State was terrible. They're in the midst of losing. They lost 12 out of 16 games. And the Clippers were hot. They're in the midst of winning 9 games. So it's a little bit different this time around. Now you have the Clippers who've lost 2 of their last 3. Going to be without their star player in Kawhi Leonard. And you have the Warriors who are playing their best basketball right now. Ever since Draymond came back, I mean, Draymond's been playing great this year. And now you have Clay, who he's figured out what he has to do to help this team. He's not pressing anymore. You see the young guys stepping up for the Warriors. Kuminga is getting the opportunity that he needs, being put in a good position. and Pods has been playing good all year. So it's all positives for this Warriors team. They're the number one defensive rated team last 5 games, number one rebounding team, and they're the more hungry team tonight. They need these games. They just won 5 in a row to get one game above 500. You don't think they want to end the break strong, go into the break, strong? They want to give that up. So yes, they play tomorrow, but I think you get great effort in this game tonight because of the 2 losses to the Clippers, and this being a team that they could potentially see in the playoffs. So everything for me lines up to a great effort from the Warriors tonight. And if they do that, Dubs get the dub.
All right. Prop Beaver. I saw a Steph Curry graphic in here, so it looks like you have a Steph Curry pick.
Yeah, I just think that the Clippers are going to do what they've done lately and sell out to stop Steph Curry. We've seen that recently. The last 4 games that he's played without CP3 against the Clippers, he's averaging 8.5 assists per game on 14.2 potential assists. So that's a high mark for the potential assists. It implies that they're making him pass the ball more. And Curry's been a wagon at home without CP3. He's cashed 7 to 8 games. And he's 5-1 also without CP3 and with Draymond at home, averaging 6.3 assists per game. The Clippers have been a stout defense in terms of assists allowed all year, but we've recently seen them allow 7 to Conley, 10 and 11 to Cunningham, 12 to Young. A lot of guys are hitting their assists over against the Clippers lately. My dogs are going crazy right now. The Clippers defense is also much worse without Kawhi. This is an interesting stat I found. 114.9 defensive rating with Kawhi on the floor, 123.9 without him on the floor. That's nearly 9 points higher. That is horrendous. That's one of the worst in the league, dude. Curry's treated us well all season. I expect him to respect our coin once more here. So I'm going with Curry over 5.5 assists. And I lean Warriors.
Yeah, we know.
Warriors.
This sucks. Okay, so this is what happened. Let me just tell you what happened. I bet the Clippers at -1.5 last night before the Kawhi news. So this is me just like not backing off my horse here. I'm on the Clippers. I'm holding a Clippers -1.5 ticket. Didn't even buy out of it. Whatever happens, happens. I will say, though, I really liked it before Kawhi Leonard was ruled out. Golden State, they've been playing great defense. We know that. Offensively, the only shot zone where they're in the top 15 in the NBA, well, actually, I think they're 10th at the rim, but it's shooting those 3 balls. Clippers, one of the best 3-point defenses in the NBA. So I thought they really would give Golden State's offense problems, and I think they still can. I didn't love that stat. That probably were just read off, though, that their defense takes a 9-point per 100 possession drop without Kawhi Leonard. That's terrifying. Would I bet Clippers at +3? Probably not. But also, we have to keep in mind that Golden State, the most profitable road team in the NBA, finally back home where they haven't been good. Now, they've been really good recently, so I'm sure the whole trend of them not covering the number at home, I'm sure that's probably a thing of the past. To be honest, I really like the Clippers at -1.5 with Kawhi Leonard. Now that he's out, I can't really argue my case. Kind of got screwed there. But I do like the matchup for the Clippers defense. I'll say that. So as much as I would love to just stand on my Clippers podium here, I got screwed. I got screwed with the injury. It happens.
One more thing I want to mention really quick. The Warriors, while they've been playing good in the last 5 games, it's not just 3-pointers. They're number 3 as far as points in the paint. They're getting to the rim.
Yeah, but not efficiently. Well,
Okay.
They're 10th in efficiency in the last 10, 21st in the paint, 10th at the rim. So, yeah, somewhat efficiently. But it's these 3-point numbers that really separate Golden State from the other team. And I just thought if you take that away, that the Clippers could win. And this is a Clippers team that was kind of the vibes are down for the Clippers, like a buy low spot for the Clippers almost and a sell high spot for Golden State. I liked it a lot. But now that Kawhi's out, it kind of sucks. But that being said, as far as motivation, I mean, you don't think James Harden, Russell Westbrook, these guys want to beat Golden State? These guys that pretty much have spent a career getting beat by this team, they were going to show up for this one. I don't think my bet's dead. I'll say that. But can I sit here and tell you go bet the Clippers +3? I can't. So that's my take on it. That's what I'll say. All right. 62%, 27% in favor of Golden State. Yeah, everyone's betting the Warriors. I know. I get it. All right, so let's do a community parlay real quick. Damn, almost 1,300 people in here. Everyone's pumped up for the 13-game slate. All right, so we got.
I send you my underdog.
Oh, okay. Let's do your underdog real quick. I don't have it.
It should be there in a second.
Oh, it should be there in a second. There it is. Okay, let's do
Yeah.
Prop versus underdog real quick. Looks like he's got 4 picks on here. All right, where's? Whoops. Where is the underdog thing? Oh, here we go. All right. Here we go. So here's Prop versus underdog. It's a 4 pick, so it pays out. How many times does a 4 pick pay out? 10?
Let me check real quick. It pays out 6 times. No, 10 times.
10 times. All right, so he's got Maxey lower than 27.5 points. D'Lo higher than 6.5 assists. Steph Curry higher than 6 assists. Trey Mann higher than 1.5 3-pointers made. If you don't have an underdog fantasy account, it's available in any state highlighted in this map. So for every one of these states highlighted in yellow, head over to the website or download the underdog fantasy app. When you make your account, make sure you use the promo code BET, B-E-T. That'll get you a deposit bonus match. How about we talk some community parlay? So first up, the Heat won the first poll. Knicks Magic. Magic won that poll. Hawks Hornets. You motherfuckers to pick the Hornets there. I can't believe that. Hornets is in the poll. You guys wanted the Hornets in the poll. It's in the poll. I personally don't see it. I'm on the Hawks. All right. So this is last night's, which lost because of the Bucks and the Magic. All right, so there's a lot of pressure on Ski here because the community parlay has not hit since last Wednesday when Ski hit a good one, too. We hit it like at plus 930 or something like that. So pressure's on. A lot of people going to be riding this one. Looks like Magic. Yeah, it looks like Magic money line is going to be the first one. I'll give it another few seconds so people can get their votes in. At least no one's voting for the Hornets. So I could there's that.
You still got a few more legs.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 38% on Magic. So Magic money line is the first leg. Fade in the Knicks in the community parlay. Sacrilegious. All right, so we know Pacers money line is going to get some votes. Bulls, Cavs. They voted for the Bulls. So screw it. Bulls money line. Wizards, Pelicans. They voted for Pelicans there. And then Rockets, Grizzlies. They definitely voted for Rockets. All right. I bet you Rockets and Pacers are going to get a lot of votes here. Someone said, Kyle, you should do a 5-pick community parlay with this many games. Dude, we actually want to hit it. We actually wanted to win. Grab the Heat money line. Yeah, we got it, S-Dot. Pipe down. We know.
Oh, man.
Every day it comes in with some analysis of why you should bet the Heat. Like, dude, we know you're betting the Heat 82 straight.
You know what he said to me last time, and it wasn't on purpose. Last time he said, Ski just purposely skips over my comments when it comes to the Heat game.
No, we don't want to hear it. All right, Pacers money line is going to be the second. So we got Magic money line, Pacers money line. Let's keep it rolling. Still have a lot more games here. So Mavs won the poll. So Mavericks money line. We got Lakers Jazz. Lakers won that poll. Lakers money line, get a dog in there. Pistons Suns. We'll put Pistons plus 13, which is what made the poll last time. And then Kings Nuggets. Nuggets definitely won that. By the way, Kings Nuggets down to 5. Does that mean we're on the right side? We'll see, but line movement looks good. All right. Third leg, cast your votes. Ski, you do college basketball too?
When it comes to the tournament time, I will. But as far as like all of these, however, 300 or how many teams, no, I cannot follow that.
It's impossible, yeah. I kind of like 50-50 do it. I rely on other people. But
yeah,
the All-Star break is like my first weekend where I really get to take a look because I've got a few days.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's the Saturday college basketball is probably be like a lot of eyes on it, a lot of attention because there's no NBA. All right, I got to give it a few more seconds because Pistons plus 13 and Mavericks are battling it out here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, end poll. And the winner is Mavericks money line. Pistons got a lot of votes, so if you voted for Pistons 13, we'll give you another shot in this last poll. So we got Clippers, Warriors, of course. We'll put Warriors money line in. Pistons plus 13. Let's see who else got some votes in the previous. Rockets money line got a lot of votes. And who got second place in the first one? Nets plus 13.5 actually got a lot of votes, so we'll put that in. Last leg of the community parlay. What's it going to be? Proppy, if you have a sportsbook open?
Yeah, I have it open.
All right, cool. All right, last leg. Of course, they're voting for Golden State. You guys are not going to make me root for Golden State tonight. No chance. I will openly root against our own community parlay. Oh my God, it's a runaway for Golden State. Yeah, I mean, I think I could just end this poll now. It's over 50%. So yeah,
plus 379.
Golden State.
I just went in and casted a vote too.
All right, so not quite as juicy as the last time Ski was on. Last time was like plus 932 or something, but still, nice little payout here. Magic money line, Pacers money line, Mavericks money line, Warriors money line plus 379. Thanks everyone for watching. I know that was a long one, 13 games. Ski, thanks for joining. And guys, make sure you check out Ski's show. It's at last time the confusion was he said 10:30. He was talking Pacific time because a few of us in the Discord were like, "Where's Ski?" Myself included. I was like, I thought he said 10:30. So it's actually 1:30 Eastern time, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. So 1:30 p.m. Eastern time is his show every single day. Or is it Monday through Friday or every day?
Monday through Friday, I'm on there.
Monday through Friday. So you'll usually see me in the comments there too. He goes through every single game, kind of similar to this show. All right. Everyone have a good one. Remember to bet responsibly. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.